Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. Today we are from Group 2. Want to present about our case study and study on sweet bun. First, we would like to introduce ourselves.
My name is Nushada Mutikarozaman. My matric number is 183651.
My name is Nur Amira binti Muhammad Yusuf. My matric number 184481.
My name is Nur Syafiqah binti Ahmad Sabri, matric number 184587.
My name is Chan Zisi. My matric number is 182807.
And my name is Nur Alia Shahira binti Azmi. My matric number is 181938.
And me, my name is Nur Afika binti Badr Hisam. My matric number is 182297. Then we will proceed to first introduction. Okay, first the introduction is basically bread is composed of wheat flour, water, baker's yeast and salt. Vegetable shortening sugar emulsifiers were added to improve dough characteristic during processing and also quality of the final product. Means that vegetable shortening just an additional ingredient. Okay, then stirring bread indicate that loss of freshness in terms of flavor, texture, moisture and other product characteristics. Therefore, anti-stirring agents such as emulsifiers and enzymes are used in the bread making industry. Okay, then SSL, also known as sodium stearoyl lactate, that is an emulsifier that usually used in bread making. Emulsifier used to strengthen the dough during processing and to keep the crumb soft during storage. We actually in this experiment we use SSL is our emulsifier that is untapped. And then usually in industry they use normally they use at 0.25 to 0.5% per flour weight. And then dough strength improve when SSL form bond with the flour protein during gluten development. During protein denaturation at baking temperatures, this bond weaken and SSL is able to translocate to the starch molecules, reducing their staining rates during storage. Okay, our objective of our case study is to determine the effect of anti-staining agent, which is in emulsifier that we use in our sweet bun milk. I will pass to Shohada to proceed with the presentation.
Okay, now let's proceed with the materials and apparatus used during our case study. First, we use high protein flour, and then sugar, yeast, salt, improver, margarine, milk, yolk, cold water, and SSL. And the apparatus used were weighing balance, mixture, and baking tins. Okay, so this is our formulation for the sweet bun. For the formulation A, we didn't add any SSL, but formulation B and C we add for different amount. Formulation B we add 0.4% and formulation C we add 0.8%. For the protein flour, sugar, salt, yeast, margarine, bread improver, cold water, milk, and egg yolk is just the same for 3 formulations. Okay. This is for the ingredients of topping for the sweet buns. We use margarine, icing sugar, eggs, vanilla flour flavor, corn flour, baking powder, and SSL2. Okay, now this is the method for the topping. First, the margarine and sugar were mixed together and beat using whisker. Then 2 eggs and vanilla flavor were added into the mixture. After that, corn flour and baking powder and SSL were mixed with other ingredients and continued beat until the solution becomes blend. And then after the dough has been shaped, and then we put the topping on top of the sweet bun. Now let's proceed with the method of processing of our sweet bun.
the sweet bun making video. First of all, weigh all the ingredients according to the formulations. So we have high protein flour, egg yolk, margarine, milk, yeast, sugar, improver, and salt. And let's start. Then mix all the dry ingredients for 30 seconds. We're using electronic mixer. After 30 seconds, slowly add egg yolk, milk, and water. So mix for 5 minutes. And then add margarine. Then mix for another 15 minutes to make it more elastic. Then let the dough rest for 30 minutes. After that, if the dough has risen, so punch down the dough to remove some of the gas bubbles that produce from yeast. And then scale the dough into 30 grams and round up. And then allow the dough to proof for 30 minutes. So while waiting for the dough to proof, we can prepare the topping of sweet buns. So the ingredients, there are the ingredients. So mix the ingredients together evenly until the mixture has smooth texture. And pipe up the topping onto the dough. Then bake at 180 degrees Celsius for 45 minutes. So finally, our sweet bun is done. So thanks for watching. So next, I would like to pass to Mira.
Okay, next for the sensory evaluation of the sweet bun. For the sensory characteristic of the sweet bun, we evaluated from for the crumb texture, softness, taste, and the color of the sweet bun. And the score of the sensory evaluation from 1 to 5 in terms of like extremely to dislike extremely. Next. Okay, from the table 1, it shows that formulation C has the highest scores for overall acceptability in sensory characteristic of sweet buns. So that in formulation C, we use 0.8% of SSL, which SSL helps in maintaining the tearing quality. The increase of the concentration of SSL produce a beneficial effect on the sensory attributes of the bread, including the crumb of the texture of the sweet bun. Compared to the formulation A, it has the lower scores for the crumb texture. For the formulation A, we didn't use SSL, and for the formulation B, we use only 0.4% of SSL. So from the sensory evaluation, many people prefer to choose formulation C because it has the good taste and the good color of the sweet buns. Okay, next.
Okay, now I'll proceed with the next result, which is the moisture content of the sweet bun. Okay, the result of the moisture content of sweet bun and its loss after several days of storage at room temperature are shown in table 2 just now. And then all formulations with and without anti-stalling agent, which is the SSL used or known as Amplex, showed a slight but definite decrease in moisture content after 1 and 4 days of storage at room temperature. However, formulation A, which is the control with the SSL, has the highest moisture content loss than formulation B and C, which is with the SSL, but different percentage. Yeah, this has proved the effects and roles of the SSL use. As introduced just now, SSL is the surface active agent, which is also act as emulsifier and anti-stalling, and they are added so that they can retain the moisture content and then have a greater crumb softness and reduce the stalling rates during storage of bread or bun, like on bun. Thus, formulation of sweet bun with SSL, which is the 0.4 and 0.8% just now, has resulted with lower percentage of moisture content loss. The moisture content loss that migrated from crumb during storage mostly happened because of the gluten. As the present studies, they state that the moisture shift from gluten to starch had decreased and hardened and also stale the bread during storage. So, with the anti-stalling agent exists in the bun, in our bun, there's an absorption of it onto the starch surface, which it might not allow the starch granules to take up water released by gluten to the same extent as control. Okay, the less moisture content loss, the softer and moist the sweet bun is. As SSL forms strong bonds with high protein flour during gluten development, thus the bonds tend to weaken and the SSL able to translocate to the starch molecule. So this has produced the softness of the bun and then reduce the stalling rates of the sweet bun during storage. Plus, more percentage of SSL used, the lesser the moisture content loss based on the result obtained. Formulation B with only 0.4% SSL can retain moisture content but less effect than 0.8% SSL added to sweet bun. This is because the agent used may be not high enough as what used in formulation B. Therefore, the use of percentage of SSL could prevent the moisture content loss more effective. However, as a formulation C use high percentage of SSL than formulation B, this it affects the taste of the bun, which is the metallic taste.
So, as the conclusion, the presence of SSL, which is sodium sterolactylates, do affect the quality of sweet buns. SSL function as to reduce the stalling rates. The more percentage of SSL will cause the less moisture content of the sweet bun. And lastly, formulation C is the most accepted as it contains highest percentage of SSL and making the sweet bun more softened and moist of the sweet bun. So that's all from us. Thank you.